so if you're anything like me, you've been obsessed with Dispatch recently, and according to this post here, they say there's 32 different endings. Now, if they're gonna make a season 2, which one will they choose? And I think I figured it out, because if you play this game and not choose any options, the game will auto pick for you when the time runs out. So by that logic, that's the real timeline. So that's what I did. I played this game without pressing anything, and this is what I found. Back in episode 1, when it came to interrogating Toxic, we had the option to either let him drop or pull him back up. Surprisingly, only 45% of players actually let him fall, which is what Robert actually does. Which makes sense, because as the player, we didn't know that he actually left his mattress in the dumpster. Oh yeah, and we also had the option to either punt or stomp him. And yes, punting is the correct one. Now this one shocked me. So when it came to the press conference, we had 3 options. We could either leave, answer, or attack. Now I don't think a lot of people did this, but the truth is Robert actually attacked the reporter. Yeah, only 21% of players actually attacked him. The rest of the dialogue in this episode doesn't really affect the story overall, but there was one with Flambe. You could either throw water at him, meaning he chips his tooth, or alcohol, which he loses his eyebrows. And yes, I think we all expected this. Robert throws the alcohol. That's nearly a 50-50 split. 51% of players threw the alcohol. That was really close. And to end off episode 1, we had the option to either kiss Blazer or let the moment pass. Now, for every person criticizing the streamers for letting the moment pass, that's exactly what Robert did. So they did the right thing, which 46% of players actually did that. Now, for episode 2, only a few moments stood out. When it came to the Invisigirl fight, you had 2 options, either disarm Granny or take out the thief. None of them really mattered because she would still disobey you either way, but Robert does say to disarm Granny, either doing a bro fist or not to Royd. Also, when he gets punched in the face by Invisigirl, he also doesn't snitch on her. He actually says,
I get nosebleeds when it's this dry. The air in the office, it's on the dry side.
And for the end of that episode, Robert does not ask Blazer out for dinner, but when Phenomenal Man asks for Robert to join, he also declines. So Robert's not down bad, he's not trying. Episode 3 only had 2 notable moments that I can see. One is when you had the option to either kick out Gollum or give him the chair. Robert gives him a chair. And so did 77% of players as well. I think on my first playthrough I didn't do that at all. Now here's our first controversial decision. We had the option to either let go of Coop or Sona. This one was actually surprising. Sona was the one that Robert decided to let go. I know, yeah, and only 36% of players actually cut Sona. I think he was kind of like the main option to keep, but according to the story, that's not the case. In episode 4, we also had another big decision to make, either let Waterboy or Phenomenon Man to join the team. I thought he would have picked Waterboy, and so did 53% of players as well, but actually he chose Phenomenon Man. Now, the most controversial take, either have dinner with Blazer or movie with Invisigirl, and the answer is he picked Blazer, which only 38% of players actually chose. That option I was actually surprised by, because like the way they led the story, you would think he would have picked Invisigirl, but that wasn't the case. And yes, he actually did kiss her as well. In episode 5, when Blazer asked if he'd rather go out with Blonde Blazer or Mandy, he actually says either works. When Chase asked Robert if he would kill Shroud if he got the chance, Robert responds with,
I'm not sure.
And at the end of that episode, Robert does reveal the truth of his identity to the rest of the Z team, which 83% of players also did as well. In episode 6, the only main dialogue options are Robert doesn't believe that the Z team could retrieve the Astral Pulse, which only 14% of players believed as well. 30% of players did not help Invisigirl locate the Astral Pulse. And yeah, only 34% of players actually danced with Blonde Blazer at the party. Alright, the last 2 episodes, episodes 7 and 8. When it came to the flashback scene, Chase actually got Robert a beer, which makes sense because in the episode before that, Robert did say that Chase stole stuff for him.
You racist motherfucker, I never stole a fucking thing in my entire fucking life.
Chase, you've literally stolen things from me.
Oh yeah, but that doesn't count. That was for somebody else.
When it came to cutting Invisigirl from the Z team, Robert actually does agree with them, and so does 32% of players as well. When Invisigirl tells him the truth about what happened that night, Robert doesn't say we're done or I forgive you. He actually says,
I mean, I don't even know what to feel right now.
Which leads to Invisigirl just walking away. No makeout scene whatsoever. Robert does actually smash the glass in the bartender's face. And no, he doesn't actually try and spit in Shroud's face. He says he doesn't have it.
Never did.
Alright, now the final episode. When given the option to either untie Invisigal or go at it alone, Robert decides to go by himself, which that decision actually impacts the ending. So when we have to give Shroud either the Astral Pulse, the Prototype, or both, realistically Robert actually gives him both, which results in Invisigal appearing and killing Shroud herself, meaning she's now on her villain arc. So that's probably going to be at the start of season 2, is that instead of the happy ending that we thought we would get, it's actually her being the villain. But I don't know, because it says only 28% of players got that option, so we'll see. And finally, the last option is we could either let Sona rot in prison or bring him back into the Z team. Now, when I first got this ending, because I'm bad at this game, I actually didn't have the option to let him back into the team. So I had to redo episode 8 again. And when I actually got the choice, Robert decides to let Sona back into the team. I feel like that might be a little bit controversial because there's now like 2 real endings depending on how good you are at the game. But yeah, it does say 68% of players actually welcome Sona back, so I feel like that would be the ending they would choose. It also makes sense because you got one character who's now a villain, Invisigal, so you gotta at least have, you know, one positive aspect to it, and that's by letting Sona back into the team. So what do you think? Is that the true ending to Dispatch? The story that they wanted to tell? Or do you think they'll choose the happy ending with everyone still in the team and Invisigal took the bullet for us? Let me know. I just think when it comes to any like animated project and there's like a couple, there's never truly a happy ending. So yeah, it does make sense why Invisigal turns villain at the end, because in animated media, we never truly get a happy story, do we?